Hello, everyone. This is your full moon reading for our full moon, which is happening tomorrow, which is actually the 22nd of August. And it's going to be interesting. I know that if you were like myself, you may be feeling the sensitivities of the energies that are around and surrounding us right now. It's pretty chaotic, people driving. Just it's absolutely strange, but you know what, I think that that's the way it's going to be. Actually, we've got more sensitivities that are coming to us as we start to kind of open up and become more and more awakened with the situations that are going on, not only around us but also within us. And as we start to awaken, then we become more and more sensitive. So I just wanted to talk to you before we get into the reading just a little bit about protection. um, for those of you who are sensitive to energies out there, and you'll know that you're sensitive when you kind of feel somebody else's energy. And sometimes it actually can reflect upon you, and you can actually come out with something. So, for example, someone else is angry, and you go into the room and they leave the room, you might all of a sudden feel very angry and not know where that anger is coming from. And that's that sensitivity to the emotions that are around you. Um, what I say usually when something like this happens, and again, it's hard to predict, it's hard to know if that's your anger or not. But it sometimes can occur, or you can tell, because if you're going to talk to somebody else and all of a sudden just this anger comes up for no reason and you start to have this butting heads with someone, then it could be that it's not your own anger. And that's one of the things I want to encourage you as part of a protection to go within and say, is this anger mine? Is this my anger, or did it transfer upon me? And in that case, wherever you go, before you go to a certain location, before you get in there, give yourself that energetic, just basically imagine yourself in a bubble. And that bubble is protecting you from any energetic frequencies that are negative around you, which could mean any type of fear-based emotions, which is anger, depression, sadness, anxiety. Just place that protection around you. And all it really seriously takes, because we are very powerful beings, is just close your eyes and allow yourself to imagine this bubble around you and protecting yourself, protecting you from any energies that can come into yourself other than love. And you are protected. You are protected. Ask your guides for protection before you go anywhere. The universe has a way of protecting you, and you are protected. Every one of us who are uh, of that state of that state of sensitivities are protected. So I just wanted to bring that up, and to follow up with the other scenario. I said, if you went into a room and somebody was angry and it transferred to you and you recognized that it's not your anger, then send that anger and send that emotion to the loving light for transmutation. And what that means is whatever energetic frequency that is hovering around you with anger is sent up into the universe, and then it is changed, like literally like a frequency change, and brought down to you in love. So give yourself that opportunity. You are a powerful being. We are all powerful beings, and allow yourself to do that, to keep yourself protected against any energies that could be influenced or influencing us in our daily routines. Okay, so we're going to go right ahead and start our reading. The first deck that we're going to be using is, strangely enough, it keeps coming up. Aha, Monology. So we're going to be using the Monology Oracle cards, and that's by Yasmin Boland. And we have 3 cards in that, and then 1 card in the Enchanted Map, which is with Colette Baron Reed. So the first, and as per usual, I pick the cards and I don't look at them. So we share them together, and whatever messages come up, I do read from the guidebook, because I do find that the messages within the guidebook are there for a reason, and sometimes they may relate to more or less of you. Okay, and then I'll interpret. So the first card that we have is the energy is gaining momentum. My goodness, isn't that true? Waxing moon. So the energy is gaining momentum. Okay, I'm going to say two sides of this story. because we're seeing two sides of this story. uh, on one end of the energy, we are seeing energy that can be very destructive and that can be very opposing to the human race, literally, or could be very fear based. But then on the other hand, we're seeing this energy of those who are awakened, those who are starting to recognize the love within themselves, the the truths that are out there, and also within us, the truth of who we really truly are. So we are seeing two sides of this energy, and both are gaining momentum. So I think this is very interesting. The waxing moon. So as we're coming up to the moon, basically this full moon is saying that the energy is gaining momentum. So both energies are gaining momentum, which I think is kind of interesting because that's also what the astrologers are actually talking about. So let's just see here. I'm kind of curious to know if this may also relate to other individuals who are looking to find some more messages that relate to them. Um, and oops, I'm sorry about that. I'm just looking for this. So the fact that our energies are gaining ground on both ends might actually give way to what energy will you choose? So during the waxing moon cycle, hope springs eternal. This card is a very positive omen, indicating that you can create the reality you're dreaming of, though it will take some work and you're not quite there yet. This is a time of energies rising up. Emotions are building too. Isn't that true? Hey, where do we want to go? And do you believe you can get there? Either you can just keep meditating and focusing on your desired outcome, or you can make the courageous commitment to take more practical steps towards your goals. Whichever you decide, you are most certainly on the right track. That's because you're following your intuition. Attune to the moon. I know I'm headed in the right direction. If you attune to that I'm headed in the right direction or you're headed in the right direction, it's guaranteed that you will. Additional meanings that could be applicable to certain people. The situation is full of potential. Your dream can come true. More effort is yet required. Are you willing to give it? Review your goals and ensure you're still committed, or keep moving forwards. So the teaching of this, the message is this: the waxing cycle is the period of the lunar cycle from the new moon to the full moon. So as I'm actually doing this is the time, it's the waxing moon. For us in the Northern Hemisphere, August 22nd, which is Sunday, tomorrow is the full moon, or between now and then, it will be the full moon. I believe it's early in the morning for us. And during this time, the moon appears to be slightly bigger and rounder every night. This is a very empowered and empowering time. And this is a very promising card. It suggests now is the time to make plans and to act on them, no matter when you actually pull the card, which is kind of interesting because we're pulling this card right now and it's very applicable. Making plans. We do create a reality. I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to be woo woo and I'm just going to say it. We do create our reality. And why? How many times have I said right at the very beginning that we are powerful beings? We can create it. Everything around us is about energy, about vibration. And what vibration do you want? So, this particular moon, as we come to the full moons are completion because it's all about cycles and the completing of this cycle. And I mean, we just know this because it's basically the new moon to the full moon to the new moon to the full moon. That's basically a cycle, right? So, as we are completing the cycle, we have the opportunity to say, what do we want to see next? What do we want to see in our immediate future? Now, I say future just because if you live in the present and you're thinking too far into the future, then sometimes that can actually be very distracting. But if you take initiative in what it is that you want for the future right now, then you're going to see some inklings of that reality occurring very shortly. Why? Because we are expert manifestors. And this is a time where we can manifest good or bad. So, what do you want to see for yourself? What would you like to see in your world, in your personal world? What would you like to see in the global world? And yes, we have that capability of doing that. Right now, all the stuff that's going on, all the chaos that's going on out there, it's It's happening because people resist change, as well as opening of the eyes in truth. And because of all of that stuff that's going on, we sometimes can focus on it because it's always what we see, especially in the media. But what I'm urging you to do, or this card is urging you to do, is look to the future that you want personally. What do you want in your life? What goals would you like to complete in your lifetime? And that's where this challenge begins. And it's very interesting because this particular moon is also in the constellation of Aquarius. Now, this is the second moon in July, the end of July. It was also in Aquarius, which is very rare. So what's nice about Aquarius, and I'm an Aquarian, so I'm going to say this right out, is that we have the capability of thinking our imaginations alive. And it's not to say that nobody else does. It's everybody does. We all have that capability. Aquarians are always up there. And I have to say that, yes, I am quite in my spiritual head most of the time. But there are times where, of course, you have to look at the practical too. This is basically saying you have this opportunity to dream your reality, into the material world. So I challenge you to do that. The next card we have in Monology, in the Monology deck, is it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. I find this very interesting. It is time to release negativity. Oh, I'm getting chills with this, man. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. Any type of fear that you have been given, shown, thrown at, have within you, let it go. This is a time of completion, like I say. Let that negativity go. Any type of fear-based negativity of, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going to happen with our family. What's going to happen with the security? Is there going to be an internet down where we have to find and scourge for food? Or let it go. Let it go. That's also part of the first card saying, what do you want for your reality? Do you want this to happen? Now, it's not to say don't be prepared. Prepare for the worst, but always think about the best. And that's what this is saying. So we're going to look at the full moon in Scorpio and see what it has to say about releasing negativity. Okay. If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time. And the truth, since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense, it's time for you to feel all of your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. True that. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring about your desired result. Once again, create your reality. Attune to the moon, emote. It's all better out than in. More on that in a second. Additional meanings for this card that can be applicable to certain people. It's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. Great advice. You're right to have your suspicions. Grudges are toxic. Let something go. The end of an argument. So the teaching, this is the message. The full moon in Scorpio has a sting in its tail. It can herald a vindictive end to a relationship. It can also be a time when we want to be good, but we're naughty. If you pull this card, no matter when, your dark side and your shadow self may be showing. The full moon in Scorpio is also a time of magic. If you were thinking of making some magic, this is your sign to do it. Now, I believe that this is also something in saying we can be very susceptible to negativity at this particular time of the full moon. I believe in the new moon too, but I know that in each heightened situation or each event, each end and beginning of cycle, we are more in tune. I would have to say this is the same with the equinoxes and the solstices. We are very, very sensitive at those times, made to be so, by the way. very sensitive to the energies that are coming to us. And so what this negative, or what this is talking about in negativity, even though it is not the full moon in Scorpio, it is basically saying that you have the capability of choosing whether to engage in an emotion that happens to be something that's destructive or one that is actually very beneficial. And if you catch yourself in a destructive emotion, you can change that around. So this is saying emote, because you're going to feel emotions. I mean, we're human, we're humans, we're going to feel this. So it's just saying be careful with the emotions that you allow yourself to express. Feel them, absolutely feel them. That's what it says, emote. But let them go in a more beneficial way. Chop wood, go outside, chop wood, run, take a exercise, do something where you're not going to be ratting on someone else that's around you, because guaranteed that's what tends to happen. So at this time of a very heightened part of energy, and it does talk about it, I mean, it's right bang on. You can't make this stuff up. It is bang on with the energies that are happening, not only on the outside, chaos wise, and on the inside for ourselves. What is without is within, what is within is without. It's the same sort of situation. Now think about this. If we're going through many massive changes on the inside, wouldn't it be very telling that we would see it on the outside? Well, we are. Keep thinking about that. Third card we have is surrender to the divine. Full moon. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. Surrender to the divine. Now, the divine is basically all that is: source, spirit, God, whomever, whatever, the universe. You call your source, the power that you have within comes from all that is. So this is saying surrender yourself, your ideas, your problems, your thoughts, your anything to the divine at this time. At this time of completion, in order, like literally like a recipe and or the result, the conclusion is surrender. Allow the divine to take whatever is bothering you and make it peaceful. So this is a great time as well to be able to meditate your way through these energies, these crazy energies, and work through this time, because it can be very disconcerting. It can be very overwhelming, because I know I have been feeling the overwhelm. I'm not going to lie. I definitely have been feeling the overwhelm with my situation at home. So I'm encouraging you to basically say, okay, go within your heart and basically say, all right, take a deep breath and let everything go. Let all the worries, all the problems, all the things that you have been having on your head, let them go. And even better so, do it before you go to bed. Okay, so the card says, the very word climax brings all sorts of ideas and images to mind. Agreed? But it really is the feeling of this card. Life is coming to a head, a point, a conclusion, or a turning point. There may be some kind of change and possibly even some sort of emotional explosion. Tune into your emotions now and see what they're telling you. They're very likely close to the surface, no matter when in the moon cycle you've pulled this card. Matters will soon conclude, and you'll find out whether or not your wishes are going to come true. The odds are in your favor, as this is a positive card, but you may need to work harder than usual to keep cool as events unfold. Attune to the moon. I am getting the answers I need. Additional meanings for this card: a wish you made may be about to come true. It's make it or break it time. There could be a sense of madness in the air. Isn't that true? Breathe deep and stay calm. You may need to forgive someone to release negative energy. It's time to let go of the past and move on. So the message is this: The full moon marks the climax of the lunar cycle, making this card something of a power card. The full moon is often the time when answers are given to questions asked during the new moon, and pulling this card at any time in the lunar cycle suggests answers will be coming your way before too long. Wow. Okay, so this is loaded. I've got lots of messages with this. So basically, in this full moon, we have a lot of craziness going on around us. And we are feeling just as crazy. I am sure of it. Most of us are in the state of exhaustion, overwhelm, and I've had it points, I am pretty sure. This is saying, hang in there. And if there are items, people, thoughts that are nagging at you to basically do something more than you can do right now, let them go. And that's why surrendering that to the divine is the best opportunity right now. Anything that you have on your mind, including what is going on around you and how it may affect you, let this stuff go. When I'm talking about basically preparing for what could come up, you can only prepare so much, right? You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the change really is. But we are living in a time of extreme changes. I do not like the word unprecedented. I am sick and tired of hearing it. I don't know about you. So I'm not going to say unprecedented, because I believe that in a past lifetime or many lifetimes before, it was definitely so that we've had chaos like this before. It's just seeing it in this lifetime. In any case, what I'm saying is that there's chaos going on all over, all around you. There's a certain amount of readiness that you can have for it. But then there's that unknown. And in that unknown, I am urging you to just let it go to the divine. You can only speculate so much, and then you can whirlwind in your head for over and over and over again, just like a tornado, and it gets to be too much. That's when you get exhausted. So this is saying, let that go. Let the mind chatter go. The preparedness is there. Do what you need to for preparedness. Meditate and do as much breathing as you possibly can. If you think that you're not breathing, because there are some times where we have to actually remember to take deep breaths. And that is the most healing, most beautiful way of letting go of any of the emotional turmoil that we might be getting or feeling from other people or the masses of people. Okay. So the next and last card that we have for this beautiful full moon reading is the Enchanted Map Oracle cards. And it says, come together. Love this card. We are now forming so many different communities. People who basically need to be with other people, to need to have and share that love that we know that we are made of. We have to be in connectedness with each other. And dare I say this, we need to be in contact, like physical contact with people. The reasoning being is that there's lots of the scientific basis of it, but the electrical impulses of being with another person it's so important. Person or animal. Be with a person or animal or a group of people and animals for as far as you can, because there is a sense of community and a sense of that emotional connectedness. I know I've talked about this, well, to other people. I may not have talked about it on the channel yet, but we have a certain field of energy around us. Yes, we have auras. We also have that energy that basically is connected with the auras around us. It is basically scientifically proven. We have a magnetic electrical field around us. And when we connect with someone else, when we are in the presence of someone else, that electrical energy intertwines with theirs. And that's another reason why we can feel their emotions. But when we do something like that, we are connecting on a very basic very electrical, very um, divine way. We can feel that love. We connect on a level that is outside physical when you actually get into physical touch with someone. So, this is important. What is happening right now with the 6 feet apart and so forth, I believe is causing a disconnect in that. Um, and I won't go on in much of that, but basically, however and whenever you can, connect with someone physically because it is important for you and for the other person. This is also saying that we're coming together not only as a community, but as a sense of race. Literally, our human race is coming together in different ways. And it is because of what is happening with all the energies that are being bombarded at the earth right now, and how much we are basically feeling on this planet. We are able to come together in a way that has maybe been prashad before. Now we're able to come together in like-mindedness, um, in communication, in telepathy, in sensitivity, that emotional state, but also keeping ourselves healthy because of that emotional state that we're feeling with other people. It's, in other words, if you go through mental health issues, if you know that you have your tribe that is going through the same thing, it makes it that much more bearable. Not saying that that's going to take the place of what you're feeling. It's just basically makes it more bearable because then you can talk with someone else. You can communicate with someone about how you're feeling. So this is coming together with our tribe. So it basically says love needs to be shared. Love needs to be expressed. Drawing the come together card is a sign that you're on the path to discover the nature of this emotion in all its forms of expression: romantic, familial, unconditional, spiritual. In each instance, there is another being involved. Love involves a give and take between you and a significant other, a relative, a friend, an animal, and or spirit. This card assures you that love has come calling and seeks a partner in its dance. Know that you are cherished. Like a magnet, you are attracting love into your life. This is the time for harmonious, caring partnerships. In the reversed section, I'm going to read that anyways because I feel that this might have a bearing on other people as well. So when the come together card appears reversed, so that would mean if it was upside down, it is a sign that perhaps a love connection is unbalanced. Is intimacy being withheld from you, or are you withholding it from another? Longing and yearning are often mistaken for love, when in fact they are signs of lack. Perhaps you've been doing all the emotional work and pouring your water into an empty well, to the point that now you're also depleted. Know this: true love will not be denied you. What is truly for you will never walk past you or require this much energy. Drop the agendas, the fight, the need to win, and allow love to flow through you. True love will always find a reflection in another. And basically, love is the only way to win. It's the only way to win anything. Win an argument, win a war, win anything. If you put love over hatred or butting heads or whatever it is, you win. In fact, not just you, the whole situation just completely neutralizes. You ever notice that? If you actually see something from another person's point of view and really criticize what it is that you're actually saying to the other person when you're butting heads, that all of a sudden, somehow it's like, oh, wait a minute. Or is there something that I kind of need to work on within myself? Maybe that's it. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah, fine. And when you do that, all of a sudden, whoosh, the whole argument just neutralizes. That is love. That's actually feeling from a place of empathy and compassion. And you know what? How much of that is needed in this world today? I'm sure I'm going to allow that meter of how the love meter to to resonate and basically allow you to think about that for a second. I know for a fact that we need the love, the compassion, and the empathy for this world, for everyone in this world, no matter how angry you might be for, for someone else or whatnot. Letting this go is the most important thing. It is basically keeping you at peace and acknowledging that you want peace. How do you want to create your reality? Do you want it to be peaceful? Or do you want to keep that disconnect? Well, I personally choose peace. This is definitely something that I think if we all did, and we all said, I choose peace, peace within and peace on the outside, we'll see some dramatic things happen. Coming from a place of love and coming from that place within your heart. Because our heart, strangely enough, is amazing. The Heart Math Institute says that we put out 5,000 times more electrical impulses from our heart than we do from our brain. Isn't that worth thinking that we can manifest something through our heart? I think so. So at this time of the full moon, I encourage you to create a reality that you want by looking through what it is that you can do for yourself, what goals, what in your life, what in your passionate life purpose, that part of you that says, okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. Not that, oh, I'm forced to do this. I need to do this because it feels right to me and it resonates with me. What about that particular goal would you like to take on at this time? And just take little baby steps towards it. Little ways of going about reaching that goal. And it could just mean, you know what? I have thought about, say, I don't know, creating my own house. Take steps by going online or looking in magazines to see what kind of rooms you want for your home. Uh, do I want a big kitchen, and what do I want in the kitchen? And as you look through that and you start to compile, now you're taking baby steps into creating your reality. You're sending that signal up into the universe saying, you know what, this is what I really do want. And the more I put energy into it, the more energy is going to be formulating, compiling the material good. So take little bits of steps towards your goals. And if you don't know what those goals are, meditate upon it. Set out an intention to the universe and ask, you know what, I'm not 100% sure what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Maybe you've lost a job. Maybe you had to fold your business because of everything that's going on. Maybe your health is in disarray and you're in need of something and you really need some help, but you're not sure what. Send it out there to the universe because the information will come to you without you even thinking about it. The information for what it is that you're looking for will come to you. Mark my words on that. It does happen. And take that initiative just a little bit. Surrender to the divine, anything that will allow you to be peaceful in your mind, in your heart, about the rest of the world. Just allow yourself to feel that peace and just let go of anything that is negative. Let go of relationships, thought patterns, behaviors, habits, jobs that actually, jobs, careers, anything that really creates this negative pattern, and try to choose joy. Try to choose joy within your life. And most importantly, connect with someone. If you feel lost, if you feel that there's nothing to live for, let that negative thought pattern go to the divine so that it comes back to you in love. And ask for someone to come to you that will be a support. If you don't have that, find your tribe. So this full moon is all about dealing with ourselves, our internal thought patterns, coming to a completion. Let things that are no longer serving you go and bring in the new. Create your reality. I hope you've liked this full moon message and this reading. And if you do, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'm very happy that I'm with you all on this journey, and I love you all. When I say that, it comes from the heart. I love you all. Have a wonderful full moon, and we will see you in the next reading. Thanks so much.